humanity, humanity. Whoa. Humanity, humanity, humanity. You gotta love the way it should be. Open your eyes and you will see. Love the way it should be. You gotta make up your eyes and you will see. Humanity, love the way it should be. Humanity, humanity. Time is getting harder, harder and harder, more easy. Still I'm determined, but I'm never gonna change. Talking about love the way it should be. You gotta open your eyes and you will see. You gotta love the way it should be. You gotta make up your minds and you will find humanity. Yes, humanity, humanity, humanity. What happened to the love that they were talking about? It's nothing but a useless words coming from out of your mouths. Talking about love the way it should be. You gotta open your eyes and you will see. You gotta love the way it should be.
Hi guys, some exciting news. There has been so much.
Yes, humanity, humanity, humanity. Whoa, yeah, yeah, yeah. What happened to the love? Oh, that we were talking about.
Across the country that it has led to this incredible moment. 96 of the globes will be displayed here in Trafalgar Square, featuring the full journey of discovery from Mother Africa to Still We Rise to reimagine the world as we'd like it to be. 96 globes will be gathered here on the weekend of the 19th of November to Sunday. November. I'd like to thank everyone who's come to see the globe trails already and spread the word, told their family and friends, because you are the ones that have helped create this moment. And for anyone who hasn't seen the globes before, your chance is now. 96 of them will be here in Trafalgar Square from the 19th of November until the 20th.
If I had the world, I'd give it to you, girl. Whoa, boy. Oh, yeah, right now, boy. I can. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, right now. If I had the world, I'd give it to you, girl. Yeah. If I had the world, I'd give it to you, girl. You're like an angel to me. You've always shown your sympathy. Yeah. When I'm exhausted and feeling low, I always know just where to go. You touch my hands, you always understand the little things that hurt me inside. Yeah, Father, I thank thee for sending me such a beautiful bride. Oh, yeah. So if I had the world,
Yes. Greetings, one and all. Welcome to the Black Father Support Group show here on the Galaxy Afawi.net. Just a moment, I've got to catch this before it, it go. Here we are. Before it go off like that, innit? Anyhow, yes, so greetings, one and all, and welcome. Yes, welcome. Tonight is an open discussion, to be honest, right? Mainly because, like, everybody's going through some experiences in their life, and I want to just have this conversation, or levels of conversation, of where we are at 2023, right? What is it? What is the fatherhood? What really is the nature of the fatherhood of 2023, right? How are we feeling? How are we feeling in ourselves? How are we feeling about ourselves, right? If you wish to come in on that conversation there, look at this now. Let me see. Here we go. That's it. If you want to come in on the conversation here, you're more than welcome to come and join in the conversation, right? Either by Skype, right? Or if you're watching online, which I can see a few of you are here watching online, you can message me through the messaging board there, and we have a live conversation here, right? Remember, this is the Black Father Support Group show, and we're talking everything and all subjects pertaining to us being fathers, family members. It does not exclude the sisters from this either, right? Because I know that there's a lot of pressure right now going on with the sisters and the brothers and the communication, the families as well. Communication powers to all of you who are out there fighting the fight. Better. Fighting the fight right now. As I see that there's some more joining us as well. The Black Father Support Group has been in existence in various forms as it develops over the years for at least 12 years now. 12 years. Wow. 12 years continuous. And we are here out there putting ourselves out to actually to contact our community, to engage with our community, to provide a support and also a steering system as well, because like it's not everything that we as the fathers can handle as we are as the group. So what would we do? We go and get somebody who's probably an expert, somebody who's more qualified and has more experience in some of the topics that we actually cover in our time as we are the fathers, as the Black Father Support Group. Yeah, so you're more than welcome to come and join us, and if you wish to, on Tuesdays we meet at St Andrew's Community Centre in Brockley, which is SE4 2SA, right, Brockley Road. Right, so the St Andrew's Community Centre is behind the church, St Andrew's Community Church down there, and you can come and join us there, and we're there from the hours of 8 to 10 p.m. Right, so that's from 8 to 10 p.m. at the St Andrew's Community Centre. At that point, at the same venue on Sunday, there shall be an event there, Auntie Jean's African Market, that shall be there, right? And there'll be various speakers there who will be imparting some useful information to the community. Along with that, there will be the opportunity to network with those activists of the community and those who are really there supporting each one another, right? And when I say a community, I mean a real good community of serious, level-headed individuals who are there who attend those events there, and that is from the time, I think it's from the time of 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. as well. So you can join down there and bring the family down there as well, and it's a nice day event as well, so you could always go down there as well, right? Oh yes, let me give out the number for the studio, right? If I give out the number for the studio, which is 0203 289 6504, right? That is 0203 289 6504. Text line, if you want to text or WhatsApp, right, which I know that some of you probably do prefer, right, is 079 47 479 219. And we have our first caller here this evening, and I know that this is probably one of our brothers here. Good evening, caller.
Good evening,
Yeah,
Brother Aston. This is, of course, Brother Ben.
Yeah, man, Brother Ben.
Calling, and
greetings, my
very
brother.
glad to be with you all tonight.
Greetings.
To all of our listening audience.
Just a moment, brother.
Sorry.
If those who are
Hello?
online, or those who are watching online, if you could give me an indication, like yes, if you can hear us clearly, right, that would be very, very useful and helpful as well, because we're trying out to some technology here to ensure that everybody's listening properly. Okay, so if you can just put that in the messaging box there, then I can see that, and then I know that we're good to go. All right. Anyhow, yes, my brother. Greetings. And how are you?
Greetings to you.
How are you, my brother?
I'm excellent. Having a
Excellent.
little problem with my knees, I guess, I don't know, maybe I got to get some WD-40 or something.
Get some white horse liniment on there.
That horse liniment.
Yeah, man,
clear.
get some horse liniment on that rocks. I always remember when I was younger and used to play rugby, and we used to rub that on our joints and everything, because like obviously although we're young. Yeah, but it was still a lot of stress and things that we was putting on our bodies, So
Yes.
that was one of the things. That was always one of the oldest of the dressing room, the white horse liniment.
Yeah. Down the island, we used to have something they call Menard's liniment.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know what was in it. I don't know what was in it, and I don't even know if it was actually effective. But anyhow, that is what was available to us at the time. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. So, Eddie, what are you bringing to us this evening, my brother?
A few things. This whole situation in this country is having a serious impact on us as individuals. And I think we have to, as individuals, kind of remember something that I learned a long time ago, is the Serenity Prayer. And it talks about, what it basically says is that everything that you can take care of and you can do, life goes on, and whatever's happening in your life, if you're doing everything you can do and it still seems like it's not enough power to change it the way you might think, you just got to humble yourself and let it go. And in due time, a solution will come forward for it. And but here we're living in a society which seems like they got us in a press, and they keep screwing the press down tighter and tighter. Folks are finding now that you've got these increases in terms of your energy bills, cooking bills,
everything,
and your transportation's going up, and the salaries coming in is going lower. And I think
he's not keeping in pace. He's not keeping in pace with it, with like the inflation as we're experiencing it. You know. So in other words, yes,
but I think
it is in deficit.
I think it's time for us to begin to take some pages from the likes of the Honorable Marcus Garvey and others, who stepped forward and talked about, we have to deal with our own destiny. And I think we've got to take a more collective approach. The food we're getting in shops, we've got to stop having a talk in shop and actually do some things around growing. You're right. If you got allotments, several of you go up in allotments and produce the food that you like. Pay attention to it and give it to your families. That's less money. You're outside. You're going to feel better, and so forth. And begin to plan. Okay, you might not like tomatoes, but you can grow them, and you can make tomato paste, make ketchup, whatever it is. But in doing those things, you're creating and put it together, and get not people that are friends. Let's not get into something where we're just giving something, or nepotism, where we're just our friends and our family, we're letting them be in charge. But really people that are professional and understand business.
Exactly.
So that a profit comes back to maintain what we're got to do. And if we begin to do those things, we'll find a lot of these social stresses that were on us, but we can't find a way forward, it will disappear.
One of the things that I've taken on, right? Obviously, looking to see how I can get a regular income, because you can do a job here, there, and little casual work here and things like this, yeah. But to actually build a business, what does it take to actually build a business, right? And there's many of us, right, do not realize the extent and the work, what it actually does take to actually run a business, yeah. And obviously, once you get into the groove of actually running the business, and you've got everything in place. You're doing your tax returns. Your finances are balanced. Your stock is up, and you're actually, if you've got a turnover of product or whatever, right, that you've got that up and running, right? One of the things that I learned when I was doing a course, what I was doing recently, which I had done completed recently, is that when you're choosing to, as you pointed out, people to work with, right? Now you could always have like the partnership, right? Or you're going to be the actual owner, and then you would be the employer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even for that, right, it only has its limited time. It only has its limited time, because in most cases, right, and especially it seems to be the trend now, because like as I'm speaking about this, I'm recalling like in conversations that I've had with people who's in business now, and they are literally struggling to get people to come and work, or work in a consistent manner. They are struggling to get people to come and work, And I think to myself, well, what's changed? Where has the impetus of people have changed? That have they found better work? Which I don't see or hear, because everybody's still looking, boy, they're still crying the same song. Yeah, things are hard, boy. I don't know. I can't find the work, and I'm thinking, but it looks like every other person who I know has a business, they're finding it difficult to get people to come and work there for them.
Well, yeah, I hear that. But I'm into FOE.
Yeah.
Meaning it's got to be collective. The knowledge base of one individual going into business is limited to. When you get a group of people, then they have a much further reach and a further influence and a bigger customer base. Now, I'm not trying to say let's start off with 100 or something like that. All you really need to start off with about 4 people. And that 4 people beginning to work with an idea and start to produce, it can work. You need to get yourself a company, a limited liability company. So you talk to your people that are lawyers and accountants. That are folks that have to talk. Who in our family went and studied that stuff at university and came back with a degree, who are pretty straight people. They're not corrupt. And you begin to talk to them, and they'll tell you what it's going to cost. You pay those things. And then from there, you think about setting up the share value or the capital value, that is what the business is worth. There'd have to be a minimum that limited liability has to come. The benefit of a limited liability company is that those who are on the owners are only held responsible for the value of the company's shares, not for everything else that goes on. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the reason they created this idea of a company. They created it so it acts like a person in everything besides going to jail. Now, we got to be wise today. And look, why must we continue, hundreds of us go down to a Sainsbury's, a Tesco, a Lidl, an Aldi, all of these shops and in our corner shops, and spend our money, when if some of us know how to handle produce, we've worked in those places. Some of us know how to go to the big marketplaces, like in Spitalfields Market, and buy bulk. Go down on the coast to those main stations coming in off of Dover, Those big places where this stuff is coming in at the airports, and can collect this stuff and bring it and send it out. You know, and with this online thing, people can order by the box, and you got people that already drive. We got people that drive for Uber. People are driving for these trucks as Amazon Prime and others. So, and some of us have trucks. So I'm saying, if people can see, if somebody's got a truck, can see, okay, all right, I'll move you all stuff around inside of the business. Okay, I'm getting paid and I'm delivering something to my people. Then you're creating an economic community. Much like what Sister Jean has been trying to work to do. We have to begin to deal with that model. And I'm not saying you're not going to make mistakes, but at least you are making the mistakes, not somebody else making the mistake on your behalf. And this is what we need to do, because we as a people have been raised to be workers for somebody else. We're not used to the idea of
working
actually
for ourselves,
working and making our own paycheck. We're used to somebody else writing down our hours and deciding that, oh, you didn't work too much and that hours I'm not going to pay you.
I've experienced that, like even with my last employment there.
Right.
There was an influx of people for a period of time. And most of those people who were coming there to work, they owned their own businesses, right? But they said that in the end, what was happening, the good times were over for them in their trade. You know, in other words.
But you're telling me, what kind of trades were they doing? Motor mechanics or something, or what were they doing?
They were doing like building work and things like this. You know, like mainly.
But don't you hear them saying that they don't have enough houses?
Hold on. The way how these people were working, right? It was a period of time where there was a big slump in all trades, right? Okay. You know, it was going on for a good few years, and then in the end, they said, you know what? To have a more secure type of work, they would prefer to take a drop in monies, but they know that there would be a consistent amount coming in all the time, you know. And you know, when you looked and you heard about their stories, and then you looked at the health of these people, right? They were extremely stressed and tired, you know. And then when they actually came to when they were working along with like myself and the others there, they said that they wish they had done this a long time ago, because they said they were literally running themselves ragged 7 days a week, you know. But you know, each person to their own, really, you know. So
I hear what you're saying. But did you watch that movie series that came out a long time called Roots?
Roots, yeah.
And Kunta Kinte would not allow them to call him something else. And they wanted to break down and accept the name Toby.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, what you just described is what happened to some people. Now, I'm saying to you, I'm not going to say that this doesn't take some courage and some self-assurance in your own abilities. I know this much. We've got some people that sell land, rent houses, and stuff like that. So if we had a crew of builders, and we can purchase some land, somebody had the ability or to go and get some money from the bank, we could be constantly building, and then the real estate people find people to stay in the places. And we could constantly build. We're not got to try and build 1,000 houses at a time, just 2. And as that gets word and people see how it's working, you'll find others that help to bring and attach other projects to that side of it. People that's into markets where they're got fruit and vegetable markets. And then they hook up with people that have done farming. A lot of people out of the Caribbean and Africa, they've done farming, different types of farming. Right now, tomatoes in Africa are under siege because the Chinese and the Italians and the Spanish are sending so much tomatoes and tomato paste and stuff. The factories in places like Ghana and in West Africa had to shut down.
I can't believe
and then they're getting diluted foods. So what I'm saying to you is we have to collectively work wherever we are and begin to form these things. This is what Marcus Garvey was talking about with his Black Star Line and other things. We have to become men and women of big affairs. And just because you got in a business and it failed, the pound note didn't kill you. You allowed the stress, the following of the pound, to kill you. Not figuring out, okay, well, I got to find another way to make this work. And I'm saying this because I had that problem. I was in a business and it was working good. And I got to a point that I could bid against the big boys. And when I did and they noticed it, they came to the people that agreed that I could have this business. I could build a place. And they says, listen, whatever he told you the cost of the materials are, we'll do the whole job for the cost of the materials, no labor. We'll throw the labor in for free. Just to kill me from doing that. Then
exactly,
they caused the architects and other people I was working for to slow down my payments so that the hardware people that I was getting goods from, I would lose my discounts, which was what actually was my salary. So they put me in a position where I had no money coming in. Well, everybody's not going to do like me. I went out backwards. What I done was I didn't pay none of the bills. I kept working and I asked for cash from people and I kept going and kept going. You know what I'm saying? Until they thought I wasn't nowhere, but I was still making and looking after my family. But if I was a group, that couldn't happen to me. If I was a group, it couldn't happen to me like that. And that's what I realized, that individual, yeah, it sounds good. They want you to stay individual. You know how it is. They tell you if you take a straw, one straw, you can take it and break it. Put 100 straws together and see if you can break them the same way. You can't do it. So I'm saying is that unity that we're talking about, but we've got to take this unity on another level if we're going to look after our families and children. Otherwise,
one thing, I mean, like yourself, my brother, right? You've got experience being a business owner and working from the roots up, right? So you got that experience. There are many of us who have never taken that stance to actually run their own business. So now there are a lot of people who are unemployed, right? Who are in the same position that they've never actually taken that initiative to go and get themselves not even a second job, right? Some of us have just relied upon the one job, right? And and I know for a fact that when I was at one stage when I was working, right, on my I would say main job, and then my other job that I was working the weekend, it sped over into during the week as well because of the amount of work that we was actually having, and it did. I was earning more doing my side hustle than what my main job was doing. But obviously you can't burn the candle at both ends for too long, So after about 7 months of doing that, I said, no, I've got to ease off. I've got to ease off of doing that. And fortunately at the time, I got an overseas project which lasted about 3 years, right? So instead of like me just giving up on the side hustle, there was something that stepped in that took up the slack, and I was able to continue working and earning about the similar amount, right? But even though I had that opportunity, and I know that many of us don't have that opportunity, but what I'm emphasizing here is don't just rely on the one thing, right? Be prepared or be willing to put yourself out to do other things as well. And it may not even be related to your main work. It could be something completely different, you know. Learn different skills, because I know that at some of these companies, they actually pay you to learn different skills, you know, that you probably go to an evening class or a class for a few hours a week to go and learn a different skill, you know. So, you know, take advantage of those, and also business skills as well, bookkeeping. What's the other one I was looking at? Well, basically it's business management type of thing, you know. And like it was interesting going through that process. It was interesting going through that process, because even now, right, they like I'm doing a course currently, right, and part of it is setting up a business, yeah. But it's only because of my experience of going through, or recently going through some of these business courses, that I've noticed that the information that they're giving to us is inadequate, you know. And I'm thinking people are going to get caught out with this thing, you know. They're gonna get themselves into trouble if they don't take charge of setting these things, setting up the basis of a lot of the structure of their business. Their business is going to fail, you know. But it's just, again, it's just the experience, like how you're talking there. You're saying, you know, get a few of us together and we can work together and plan out and, you know, make something work, right? Yes, we can. Yes, we can, right? But it's not every time. It's not every time that everybody's going to be doing or wanting to do the similar thing. This is why I say that it has a time period. That's why I said at the beginning, some of these things only have a time period, right? So
I follow what you're saying, brother Aston.
Yeah.
But I'm finding what you're saying negative.
No. I'm just
listen.
Okay. Go ahead, brother.
Listen to me now. Don't take offense.
No. I'm not taking offense. No, not at all.
This is what I'm saying. I recognize that this is a learning situation. You made a good point about people going to work for other people. I don't care if you work in a shop that, you know, fries chicken or makes sushi or vegan sandwiches. If you go into that particular establishment and you work hard, you learn how to sweep the floors, mop the floors, clean up the equipment, learn how to treat the customers and stuff. If you've done that job, if you went in that job at 16, 17, 18, and you stayed there for 10 years, at that point, you should be ready, all right, and made enough contacts to go open your own business. That's the point. But instead of staying there 30 years and giving up 20 years of your good, hard-earned, best production years to somebody else's business. And it doesn't matter if you were studying, you're working as a bricklayer or something like that. Work under the experts and master bricklaying. At some point, some people are going to see you bricklaying and ask you if you come do something at the house or a new job. After 10 years of doing that for somebody else, you can gradually begin to take on other work. And you'll take a team with you because it's not just you on the job, there are others. And you'll find your 3 or 4. If you was working in a petrol station, you know, and you're clocking when they bring fuel in, when it's going down, you're learning how to keep the till going, how to keep up all of that convenience goods that they got out front, making sure your ice machine's full. When you learn all of that at 10 years, you're supposed to know enough to open your own petrol station. That's my point. You know, but you build up your understanding and your confidence because you're in the flow on somebody else's money. At that point, you're prepared to step out there and get a following of your own. So what I'm saying is, if we're going to follow Marcus Garvey in terms of his idea of collective economics, national economics, which would mean that the respect for melanated people all over the earth will flow forward. We don't want to be in a situation where we find ourselves now where Africa can grow more tomatoes, more onions than anywhere else, and yet they're flying in rice, onions, tomatoes, and stuff like that from other countries. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And they're allowing their own stuff to rot in the fields because somebody is making a corrupt deal because they're going to make some money off it. Why would people continue to take wheat from Europe? All right. Black eyed pea flour, the stuff they use that you can make more and more. Listen, you have it all. Why do you allow yourself to have to take that stuff from Germany and other places and Ukraine and Russia?
You know,
in large quantities, where you don't. That's the only bread you know.
One of the things
you've been eating these other breads all this time. That's not the only grain on earth, and there are African wheats. Wheat's grown in the mountains of Ethiopia and Kenya and those places that you could use. So what I'm saying is, we have to be looking very differently. You know, we got to look differently at ourselves and look at the assets we have and how we can pull that together so that it benefits everybody. And it takes thinking, as Marcus Garvey, becoming men and women of big affairs. They were prepared to take on the responsibility on another level. And if you don't, then us, the Black Father Support Group, we're going to have a lot more work because you're going to have problems in your home.
Well,
you know, the situations that you just said just now, about fellas going out, was doing good on the job, and then all of a sudden, guarantee you, if his money situation goes bad, it affects his household. It puts stress on his wife, his children, and even if he don't have wife and children, the house that he's living in, everything is going to go downhill because he's not be able to feed the lifestyle that his head and what their head. And that causes great stress, causes embarrassment, all right? And some people get depressed. They get so depressed, they get protective, they start doing things, they start slapping around people that they were never touched. You know, their eyes look suspicious all the time. This is what happens if you don't come together and work together and share each other's problems and talk this thing through so that we can reach another day. You know what I'm saying? That's why I started off that serenity prayer. We have to do this. So me bringing this idea about collective economics is not just because of money. I see what's happening right now. Grocery stores have some food, they don't have food when you go in it.
Shows a half empty.
The market. If you're growing your own, they can't disrupt you.
Yeah. They're pushing all this stuff to the front to make the shelves look like they got something on it.
Exactly. So we've got to be able to see through this and not be so dependent on them. You know, it doesn't take long to grow some things. Some things doesn't take as long. You know, some greens, you can start growing them. You can start picking the leaves in a matter of about 3 weeks, even though it might take 3 months for the whole thing. Like if you're growing cabbage and stuff like that, you can eat the leaves that come around the head of cabbage and cauliflower and broccoli. They're like collard greens. You can use them like you use callaloo. And I'm saying we have all of those options. You can do some of that on your balcony,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or if you got some ground space, you can do something small.
Mm.
But we have to start doing these things now.
Mm.
And then, you might be a bunch of friends. You like to grow callaloo. Somebody else likes to grow cauliflower. Somebody else likes to grow maybe some garden eggs or eggplant.
That's it.
Or carrots. So you're each giving each body a little bit. And it's working for your families.
What I've noticed now is that even where I'm living there now, there are some people eyeing up the grounds because we have some green spaces there, and you could see that they're eyeing up the grounds to start doing their own little allotments on the estate there,
Yeah.
So
better eye up your spot.
exactly. Because I've seen like even one space like beside us there, and I'm thinking, I know eventually somebody's gonna turn the soil on that thing there,
Mm-hmm.
and then obviously after that happens, everybody's gonna jump onto it, and then there's gonna be the argument for this and that and all them foolishness there. But still, anyhow, we'll see what comes of it, because it's literally a case of that people are now looking for alternatives to, yes, as you say, the regular shopping, because even a few days ago, right, I was walking through Peckham Market there, and I would say the standard of foods that is there, if you don't consume that within 1 or 2 days, then it's gone bad. It's on its last ripens. Yeah.
Right.
And I think to myself, there's going to be a lot of people who's going to be buying the usual amount of foods, and then they're going to rot before they even get a chance to actually eat them. But it's a shame. It's a shame how things have really turned right now, because we have and we've had the perfect opportunity to balance ourselves even prior to this, because like even when I'm looking at like some herbs, what I'm there, and I'm sharing because like the carers come to my mother's home, right, and then I would say, oh, I'm just I'm brewing up some herbs here and everything, and then they say, oh yes, I remember that herb when I was down in Jamaica and everything, Search My Heart is called. And I said, yeah, I'll just make up some of that and I'll give to mum as well, right? And some Jackar's bitters as well, right? And she goes, oh, but those things is regular in Jamaica. I can get my sister to send it down for me, And I goes, well, it's best you do that, because it is extremely expensive over here. Extremely expensive for them type of herbs. So if you got it, there's some growing, but it grow everywhere in Jamaica. And I go, yeah, but you don't realize the gold that it is. And the other day I did a article, well, a little research, an article on it, and I mentioned it on the show, on my the Blacknificent show there, and I mentioned that the was it Search My Heart is the only place that it does grow now is in Jamaica, right? And that's the only place that you can get it right now. So I said, look on that. I goes, they've got a jewel right there, and they don't even realize it, But you know what? Everybody will wake up in their own time. Everybody will wake up in their own time, yeah. So yeah, man. I tell you, it's one of those things that we have to take advantage of, and we have to learn that skill of how we propagate the land and how we actually make things grow for our own health and well-being, You know, it's very important that we take that stance there. You know, so you know, in the future, I'm hoping that everybody will have some kind of bush in their house or something,
Mhm.
right? That is going to be beneficial for them as themselves and their families as well. So like
Mhm.
even if they make the stance up for every person in that house, that you have one or two bush in the house that is of medicinal or rejuvenative purpose for you, you know? So
Mhm.
yeah, it's very
Yeah,
important that you do that.
I just started to look it up a little bit, and
Mm,
Nihar tea,
mm,
and it says that it's good for asthma,
mm-hmm,
bronchitis,
mm-hmm.
sinus infections, coughs
That's
and colds,
that's right.
abdominal pain, menstrual cramps,
Mm,
fevers, and chest pain,
mm.
angina.
There you go.
You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. Search my
it
heart,
says,
bro.
and it does say that yeah, it says almost all species of it. It's about 25 different species. Almost all are endemic to the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm. There
So
you
it's
go.
not something that you can find outside the Caribbean.
There you go.
You know.
There you go.
And
You
that
see?
particular one is called Rhytidophilium
Mm,
tomentosumis.
there you
And
go.
that's endemic to Jamaica. That's the one that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So in Jay don't really find it anywhere else. But if it's Jamaica, I'm pretty sure if you went to Haiti, and Cuba, and Santo
No, no,
Domingo,
but
you'll find it. There's
it's going to. But the thing is that the way how it grow over there, apparently, in all honesty, I've never taken note of it when I've been there, but apparently, it's
right.
everywhere, everywhere.
Yeah.
Is
Hmm.
everywhere, you know. So
Hmm.
therefore, you do yourself an injustice if you don't bring back a bush of that, man.
Hmm. Yeah. Right. Hmm.
Yeah, you do yourself an injustice. So yeah, yeah. So you know, it's one of those things that we should take advantage of this. Like when we go to visit these places.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the leaf up close. I
Mm,
think I'm seeing it over here growing.
mm, right. I'm I said when we go to these places, we should take advantage of the medicinal rejuvenation
Hmm.
um, abilities of these plants, right, and these herbs.
Yeah.
We should take advantage of that while we are there, so that we can get the full power, the full force of that over there. You know, because you know what it is that when by the time we transport it here, it's already 4 months gone already. You
Yeah.
understand?
They,
Yes.
they say they
Mm.
say that this particular
Sorry,
plant
brother. Knight. Yeah,
has
yeah.
300 beneficial bioactive compounds.
There you go. There you go. You see?
You know.
Yeah, you
Right.
see. But I'm
Yeah.
not saying that's a cure all. One, it's not a thing for a cure all, but it can help. You know,
Mhm. Yeah.
I've got brother Nair on the line. Brother Nair. I wasn't ignoring you. We were just in the flow of the conversation. You know. So greetings, brother Nair.
Greetings, brother Nine.
I don't know.
Yes. Otep, my brother.
How you doing?
Yes.
How
God
you
bless
doing,
you.
Kingman?
Otep, brother father support group.
Mm.
Yes, I was listening to the conversation, but I wasn't sure if I should interject, so but I'm not an AI, it's a human being. You understand? So, really just mute it. You know, see? But
Is that listen, you're too late with that. Them take over already. They're communicating with you more than you communicating with us. Yeah.
now I used to have some what you've been saying about the natural life. I wanted to highlight that,
Mm,
But I
mm,
want to ask Brother Aston
mm.
if you know some of the natural herbs or plants to keep away mosquitoes.
Yes,
And
it's called the big bamboo.
But that's that. No Google, no, you know.
Listen.
Yeah,
No,
I know lemongrass
I will tell you one thing. Right? But mosquitoes, right? They're going for the scent and salts, right? The salts. So therefore, if you're a person who is you use them like the deodorants and things like this or the regular time, you're gonna get nyam, right? And if you're a person who's continuously sweating, right, and you don't clean yourself or wash yourself down, them
That's the
ways there.
flies.
Huh?
The flies are on the sweat thing, but the mosquito, they find a different thing, Bridget.
No. Listen.
I think if you take
know,
lemongrass and you get the oil from it and rub it on your body, that
that's
helps.
right. I was about to say that if you get the opportunity to eat raw garlic clove, right? And I'm only talking about one or two garlic cloves, right? That helps.
Yes.
And as brother Ben says, the lemongrass as well, right? Because it breaks down that stuff what remains on your skin, yeah, right.
Yes.
And also drink it as well.
Travel without woman, you know?
and drink it as well. Yeah.
I don't want to tell you everything there.
No, it's true.
Yeah, I know.
Right, and it does help. But boy, something when a thing is hungry, Yeah?
But what else though? Did you think? Which kind of herbs and thing?
No, because you have to. Remember, you have to prepare your body, right, so that it's more pure than anything.
No, I'm talking about herbs that's just in your garden. You know, like this.
So what? You don't have no garlic or guan in your place, there, sir.
A vampire. A vampire.
Well, you must have lemongrass, though. You must have that.
Yeah. But
there you go. Just steep it overnight in some water, right? And then when you rinse yourself down, shower yourself down, use that as well. And you drink it as well. Yeah.
That's okay. But what about the good thing? The good sensimania?
No, man.
Bro.
The only thing you can do is take the stalk that it grows on and bind it together, 5 of them together, and get a big bat out of it so you can bat them. That's the only thing you can do.
That's the biggest joke I've heard in my life. I have to go for the booster. That's I never brother.
Yeah.
I never expected it's a booster, brother. The booster. Yeah. Hey, brother Asta. Wow.
All right. You have anything to add to that, brother Ben?
Wow.
Brother Ben.
I think brother Ben gone.
He gone for now.
And rise up to brother MX, you know?
Yeah, man. Young warrior. Oh, know that. Yeah, man. So how you been, my brother? How have you been? Oh, in Ghana. Cha. You see? you have to make jokes out of some things, because I tell you, when it come to them things, they will wrestle you and let you beat yourself. They will wrestle you and let you beat yourself. So you have to be innovative. Make sure you get a good net as well, man. So get a good net, right? And scent it out as well. Get a good net so it don't bother you in the evening, or even when you're resting up. You know, get a good mosquito net, and you know, you just have to do what you can do, yeah. Right, because I know say that you know that malaria is a thing that's prevalent over in the Gambia as well, and you know it's said that those insects they actually they do they do they do make the young people sick and ill, you know. So here's a message from some young people over in the Caribbean. Let's go.
That the Jamaicans play. Of all the days, Emancipation Day, the crest the Governor General a wear upon him chest. White man a step in a black man neck. Very clear, those who have eyes to see. Mental slavery, the country not free. It's rampant. Do your research. To get in a school, you need letter from church. Requirements. Attend the church. Are you listening? Plus, you need evidence of christening. In everywhere, Rasta child get knocked. Discriminate is not only with locks. You know warm and natural ear plot. Can't come to school in a bantu knot. So me ear stop me from learn. And me would learn better if me ear did perm. Injustice galore. Remember how police beat up Jador. And them trimming children and give them meat. And them know certain things Rasta people don't eat. All teacher we holy and trim you too. Like when them do the Rasta people in a pinnacle. Remember Coral Garden and Bacawal. And the injustice not stop at all. Who do we love me last? Make me grow up my love, my identity. Who do we know the facts? Who do we love me last? Make me grow up my love. Oppressor, in the core relax.
Yeah.
That's the truth, me no in an argument. Can't go to school, we can't have locks in a parliament. Rasta make Jamaica big. Every hotel sell tourists Rasta wig. You drive Molly if you live in a fridge, but when it suits you, you use him image. We still a walk on Justice Road, Rasta image around tourist board. Rasta music, we culture, we food, everything for Rasta only use.
There's a war on with the Rasta man. So far gone is your master plan.
As I watch you gently sleep, my heart is overfilled with tears that weep. With happiness and joy, in the knowledge that my world is now complete. I say, oh, how blessed I am. I say, oh, how blessed I am. as you wake and say good morning. I know my day is off to a bright new start. As I kiss your cheek in reassurance, neither man nor beast will tear our love apart. I say, oh, how blessed I am. I say, oh, how blessed I am with you. In your arms I lay beside you, a place that I could stay forevermore. Oh, no, I cannot be without you. Deep rooted is my love that grows and grows. I say, oh, how blessed I am with you. I say, oh, how blessed I am with you. Oh, how blessed I am with you. I said, oh, how blessed I am with you.
In economics at the world's best universities, the following question remains unanswered. Why is it that 5,000 units of our currency is worth 1 unit of your currency, where we are the ones with the actual gold reserves? It's quite evident that the aid is in fact not coming from the West to Africa, but from Africa to the Western world. The Western world depends on Africa in every possible way, since alternative resources are scarce out here. So how does the West ensure that the free aid keeps coming? By systematically destabilizing the wealthiest African nations and their systems, and all that backed by huge PR campaigns, leaving the entire world under the impression that Africa is poor and dying and merely surviving on the mercy of the West. Well done, Oxfam, UNICEF, Red Cross, Life Aid, and all the other organizations that continuously run multi-million-dollar advertisement campaigns depicting charity porn to sustain that image of Africa globally. Ad campaigns paid for by innocent people under the impression to help with their donations. While one hand gives under the flashing lights of cameras, the other takes in the shadows. We all know the dollar is worthless, while the euro is merely charged with German intellect and technology, and maybe some Italian pasta. How can one expect donations from nations that have so little? It's super sweet of you to come with your colored paper in exchange for our gold and diamonds. But instead, you should come empty-handed, filled with integrity and honor. We want to share with you our wealth and invite you to share with us. The perception is that a healthy and thriving Africa would not disperse its resources as freely and cheaply, which is logical. Of course, it would instead sell its resources at world market prices, which in turn would destabilize and weaken Western economies, established on the post-colonial free meal system. Last year, the IMF reports that 6 out of 10 of the world's fastest growing economies are in Africa, measured by their GDP growth. The French Treasury, for example, is receiving about $500 billion year in, year out. Foreign exchange reserves from African countries based on colonial debt they forced them to pay. Former French President Jacques Chirac stated in an interview recently that we have to be honest and acknowledge that a big part of the money in our banks comes precisely from the exploitation of the African continent. In 2008, he stated that without Africa, France will slide down in the rank of a third world power. This is what happens in the human world, the world we have created. Have you ever wondered how things work in nature? One would assume that in evolution the fittest survives. However, in nature, any species that is overhunting, overexploiting the resources they depend on as nourishment, natural selection would sooner or later take the predator out because it offsets the balance. One thing that
So true. So true. Many of the words that were spoken there in the presentation by that sister. And I know that we've shared it a few times now on the Galaxy After We. But the balance we have to be aware of. The balance of where the power truly lies. Where does the power truly lie? Are we preparing ourselves to be part of the future that is absolutely necessary for us to be? Are we preparing the future for our children, the next generation? Are we preparing the future so that we have left a legacy, so that there is a strong foundation for our people to be standing upon? We can't be just standing on the words and repeating rhetoric. We need some form of tangibility. It needs to be tangible. Are you prepared to actually inherit the labors of your parents? Are you prepared to do that? Because there's many a person who has come to the time of inheritance and they can't even maintain their inheritance. And what do they have to do? They will sell it for pennies on the dollar. They won't even get the dollar for dollar. They'll sell it for pennies on the dollar and allow some others to reap the benefits of their parental hard work because they're not prepared. They're not prepared to go and take on and to maintain what their parents have been working for or towards for many years, their lifetime. I'm telling you, it's almost embarrassing. It's almost embarrassing, but it's not quite.
There's a time of the day when the sun's going down. That's the golden time of day. It's a time that the sun turns to gold all around. That's the golden time of day. At the end of the day, when the wind is soft and warm, ooh, but it makes the flowers sway. When the sun settles down and it takes a lovely form, that's the golden time of day. People, let me tell you that the time in your life when you find who you are, that's the golden time of day. And in your mind you will find you're a bright shining star. Ooh, that's the golden time of day. When you feel deep inside all the love you're looking for, don't it make you feel okay? Yes, like the time of the day when the sun is going down. That's the golden time of day. Ooh, that's the golden time of day. Oh, that's the golden time of day. Can't you see it shining? Ooh, shine, children, shine. Can't you see it shining? Let your love bright shining. Can't you see it shining? shining. Shine if you believe in love. Look above and give your heart. Yeah, yeah. Shine. If you believe in love, shine. Shine.
Yes, welcome back to the Black Father Support Group Show. We're on the galaxyoftheweed.net. How are you all doing right now? How are you all doing? As we had Brother Ben earlier on talking about coming together and let's make sure hold on. There we go. Yeah. In a momento. Yeah, so like Brother Ben is talking about coming together and formulating some kind of group economics here. And one of the things that we have learned there, being a member of the Fathers Group, Black Father Support Group, we have learned many of the lessons that possibly our people that came from the Caribbeans and the Africas learned. And it's not a lesson that was difficult. The only difficulty was actually breaking the habits of what we had already established within ourselves over the years. And that was the habit of trust or conditioning of trust or mistrust. The reason why I say that is because every one of us at the time, when we initiated the process, right, and to even bring the conversation up about finance, monies, if it was challenging, it really was challenging for some of us. It was challenging. And of course, we all had our different views and outlook, our expectations for what money was and how we used it and how it used us in most cases. And we all came to a conclusion of saying, you know what, we need to do something about this because when our parents came here in the 50s and 60s, 70s, right? Most of the doors were closed to them. Banks, churches, homes, right? They were closed to them. Closed. So what they do? They gathered the few pennies that they had together, the few pieces of money they had together or they bought together, and they built communities, community centers. They bought different buildings around so that at least some of the people could alleviate themselves from just sitting around in a probably room that they are sharing with six grown adults, and they could go to somewhere, you know. And it wasn't a case of that, oh, it was luxurious or anything like that. It probably was just a little room, one room somewhere else away from where they were actually had to sleep. Yeah. Yeah. And so in most cases, that's how it was. Until, the person was able to save enough to actually put themselves into a lifetime of repayment of for their mortgage. So in other words, they were working, and the amount that they were paying out of their wages to pay for this loan or mortgage, they would have left them all for living in a destitute situation for their entire working life. And these are the things that you have to realize, that these people have put us in those positions. These people have put us in those positions. Why? Because we needed a place to stay. They gave us less than the minimum, less than. And even as I speak today, right, there is obviously a discriminatory behavior pattern that is a regular issue. It is a regular issue with them. And I for one have experienced these type of things, right? I've experienced it. Yeah. But then again, you know what? If they want to carry on like that, all we have to do is just say, you know something, I don't need your services, because I'm doing what I need to do for me. Okay? And I'm sure that there will be someone somewhere that I would be able to get through and get the service that I actually require. Yeah? But yet, there are those out there who do not want you to succeed or to have even a comfortable life. They would prefer to see you in the gutter, in the street, rather than help you. Even though you may have done many, many, many a task for them previously. It's just the same. It is just the same as when our parents came here in the 50s, 60s, 70s. Just the same. There's a young man, young woman who's trying to hold their head in a dignified manner. And then when they come in there, you find that they're faced with a basically nincompoop, if you know what that means, that's a foolish nincompoop. Yeah, that's what they're faced with, and yet they have to treat that person with full respect until they can get through or get to a higher or get to another position. Yeah, and there's no guarantee either that you are going to have that job right until it finishes, until the door closes. You're not going to have that job. But yet, that's what we do. We base our lives on a job that is not going to be, or is not as secure as many of the things that we would like. But yet, that is how we are living. We are living like this all the time, on a regular basis. Lines are open 0203-289-6504. What are you got to say? What do you have to say on all of this then?
Yes, I've seen many ups and downs, seen many pains. I've seen aggression on the innocent ones, but by your grace we will chant them down, and with the wicked trampled down, heartache and sorrow can't be found. I'm winning, running against uneven odds. Yes, I'm winning. The blessings of God is all over me, yeah. I'm winning, staying true to the word words of His Majesty. And though the wicked fight me down, Your love will keep me around. If there is a place for a man like me, where people live righteously, yes, that's the place I want to be. With none to prevent and to hold us down. Now I'm determined to be free. Praises and praise to the Almighty. I'm winning, running against unbelievers. Yes, I'm winning. The blessings of God is all over me. Yeah. I'm winning, staying true to the words of His Majesty. And though the wicked fight me down, Your love will keep me around. Hey. We know that the wages of sin is death, and the gift of joy is life. Jah keep us from malice and strife. I see myself now in a different light, trying to do the things that's right. No matter how the heathen fights, I'm winning, running against unbelievers. Yes, I'm winning. The blessings of God is all over me. Yeah. I'm winning, staying true to the words of His Majesty. And though the wicked fight me down, Your love will keep me around. Hey. Yes, I've seen many ups and downs, seen many things. I've seen aggression on the innocent ones. Now, but by Your grace we will chant them down, and with the wicked trampled down, heartache and sorrow can't be found. I'm winning, running against unbelievers. Yes, I'm winning. The blessings of God is all over me. Yeah. I'm winning, staying true to the words of His Majesty. And though the wicked fight me down, Your love will keep me around. I'm winning, running against unbelievers. Yes, I'm winning. The blessings of God is all over me. Yeah. I'm winning, staying true to the words of His Majesty. And though the wicked fight me down, Your love will keep me around. I'm winning, running against unbelievers. Yes, I'm winning. The blessings of God is all over me. Yeah. I'm winning.
Anything for your love. Whoa, yeah. Hey, for your love, I will do anything. Anything, just for your love. For your love, I will go anyway. Anyway, just for your love. You brighten up my days, and you lighten up my nights. They say my features change whenever you're inside. Things I used to do, I do no more. My life has been changed since I met you. For your love, I will do anything. Anything, just for your love, I will go anyway. Anyway, just for your love. Never in my wildest dreams, I thought this would happen to me. No, I just can't believe what your love has done to me. Woman, my love for you will never change. To have you in my life is my greatest
greatest prize for your love. I will do anything, just for your love. I will go anyway, just for your love. Well, yeah. You brighten up my days, and you lighten up my nights. They say my features change whenever you're inside. The things I used to do, I do no more. My life has been changed since I met you. For your love, I will do anything, just for your love. I will go anyway, just for your love. Ever in my wildest dreams, I thought this would happen to me. No, I just can't believe what your love has done to me. No, woman, my love for you will never change. To have you in my life is my greatest prize. For your love, I will do anything.
Yes, welcome to the Black Power Support Group show here on the Galaxy of We.net. I know that it's just 20 to 10 now, so I've got another 20 minutes and we're here. So if there's anything you want to come and talk about on here right now, please do. As I say, I'm giving out shout to all of those who are in the need of healing, right here, right now, as we speak. Yeah, as we speak. I know said that our sister Sandra, who usually co-presents with me, has been done for the past couple of months. That her mother has fallen ill, so she won't be able to join us for a few days anyway, minimum at this time. But you know what? The show goes on, so I'm going to be here tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Prior to that, you should be hearing Brother Io, right? And he's here from 7 to 10. You know, so it's not like we're going to be leaving you alone or just to twiddle your thumbs, right? We are always here on the Galaxy 24/7. So you know. As you hear me now, I saw it go, and here we are. Greetings, my brother. Hold on, let's put it up.
Yeah, greetings. Well, Hotep Babasan, how you doing?
I'm doing good, my brother. Thank you, I appreciate that.
Give thanks. Or give thanks.
Give thanks. we put in a new twang onto everything right now.
We have to Africanize, innit?
Well, that means you better start saying Akebalan if you want to Africanize it.
Oh, that's right, Akebalan. Yeah.
Akebalan. Yeah.
He's Akebalan Libyan. Yeah. That's right.
You know, so, but anyhow, you know something. At least we can identify with a landmass, and know that is our origin of life. But we are still globalists in them ways there, because just like our ancestors, we conquered the world and we put our foot down on it first. And we've left remnants of our existence all over this planet, all over the world. So, they can't deny, say, oh, they can't deny that we were not there, because they can't hide the mass of structures that was constructed in these places. Tell you, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. One of the things that's come to my mind right now, in Mexico, right, that they have the Incas, the big pyramids in there, yeah. And I think to myself, well, boy, this technology of building these pyramid things has been around for thousands of years. Thousands of years. And yet, it still fathoms many of us how they actually built those things, right? Because I know said that even when I went down to Egypt, first of all, the size of the structure, full stop, and then I went to one of the base stones, right? And the thing stood just by my ears. You understand? And I'm 6 foot. I'm 6'2", right? And the base of it was like by my ears, and it was just as wide again. And I thought to myself, how these people build this thing? I was there scratching my head saying, how them do it? I mean, I know how them do it. And then they, obviously people have been coming up with different theories and everything about how they built the pyramids, right? But all I was saying is that they built these things and they look absolutely gorgeous. Even when you go to the temples, right, and you see some of the figurines there, and you think, how did they do it? And it's more realistic and real life than what a lot of people are led to believe. The skills that we've had, the skills that we displayed is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Sorry, taking over the talk still, Yeah. Brother Kwame.
Yes, I'm here. So, like we don't know that we're operating less than 10% of what the Most High and the ancestors gave us, and because we operate in such a low level, and don't understand that we're operating on a low level, we can't believe how great we are. We really are, because we've been taught by an inferior being, right? And the white man, the China man, the Asian man, the Arab man, the mixed race are all inferior beings compared to us. And so, given this, then it's not a surprise whereby some of people think, right, that we can't do business together, or that we can't do business, period, or that we're not successful entrepreneurs, or we don't have the capacity to be successful, and because of that, this is why we're not engaging in partnerships with each other, so that we can build a future together, because all the people take for granted that they build themselves. So the white man builds with the white man, the Indian man builds the Indian man, the China man builds with the China man, the Arab man builds the Arab man, and they build for their own betterment and their own, collective legacies. Whereas we don't even understand what it means about intergenerational wealth and inter-collective legacies. We don't even, we don't understand that, let alone put into motion, because of the way we've been taught and who's been our teacher. Because there's a lot of opportunities out there. There's opportunities in this country, if you know how to use them, and even and more so in the motherland. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities in the motherland, right? But because many of us, you know, particularly born and bred in this country, right? You have been presented with a scenario that Africa is a shithole, you know, and there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do or invest there. That's why you see many black people who are born and bred here, right? You know, when you talk about holiday station, right? They'll ever go to Ibiza, Magaluf, you know, Canary Islands, you know, France, Germany, US, Canada, maybe Jamaica, and then if not that, then Asia, you know, parts of Asia, they may go to Thailand or Bali or Indonesia or, you know, Goa, right? They will never think for a shred of a minute, right? Let me go on holiday to Africa. Let me go to the Gambia. Let me go to Ghana. Let me go to Nigeria. Let me go to South Africa. Let me go to Zimbabwe. Let me go to Ethiopia. Let me go to Egypt. Let me go to Morocco. Let me go to you know, Congo on holiday.
Exactly.
And they would never think, because of their miseducation, right, that there's anything to be gained in Africa. But whilst you're having that impression of yourself, people that look like you are going to Africa by the plane loads. So the Indian man, the China man, the Arab man, the this man, the that man, the other man, they're all going to Africa looking for their riches. I was watching do some research, right? And I was watching a program on how this Indian man, right, from India, made billions selling his women's cast off dirty hair to our women, right? And the man had a map of Africa. He said he pointed at the map. Said this is my wealth. Said Africa, that's my wealth. Why do you say that? Because you can make money in Africa. He said, you see this. He said, "Zed woman, right? You see this hair that I've got on the line on the floor, right?" Said that's going to make me a millionaire in Africa, right? And when he said it, right, there was like a laugh in the background. How is man going to make money from dirty woman hair cast off, right? And then next thing you know, right, the good his factory has got, I think it's in Delhi or some factory somewhere, factory, where the washing where he's employed, you know, hundreds of people, right? They're washing their hair, they're ironing their hair, right? And they're putting in these local, you know, these packets, right? And then they put labels on them called, you know, Brazilian weave, you know, weave, that weave, and they're shipping it all over the world where black women are, right? And that man now is a multi-millionaire. He's a multi-millionaire, right? And he's not living in Africa. He's not living in India anymore. He's living in Africa, right? And what he said has come true. That Africa is where he will make his money. Yeah, but we don't see that. We don't see Africa. We are the only people on this planet, right? That do not see Africa as a place to make money.
I was about to interject in your flow, right? One of the things that I've noticed is that even though we have seen and experienced those who reject themselves as being Africans, there is the other side of it as well. Is those who are left behind. Is extremely few of us know our name, a name being our spiritual divine name, right? Guided as it may be, but there's a very few of us who actually know that side of our personalities and ourselves, right? I spoke with Nana Pocumberby about this, to incorporate, if we could incorporate some form of naming process when we do our ancestral days.
Mhm.
Yeah, because what my train of thought is that I carry the name of a what do you call it, a chief of an area. Yeah,
A Sub King.
yeah, uh what do you call it now? But basically, my name is Matafa Bojan from the Gambia. Yeah,
Okay.
so that was the Aikala at that time. That was the name of his father, and he gave that name to me. And they say that when they give you a name, that spirit lives on through that. But some of us, right, we have never ever done our spiritual balancing or gone on our spiritual path to find out what our true name is. Yeah. So therefore, we are lost. We are lost before we even go to the start line.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact of the matter is, right, you know, most of us,
Mm,
you know, I'm not talking to myself here, but most of the blacks were born and bred in Britain, right?
mm.
You carry the name of a rapist, of a murderer,
Mhm,
of a sadist,
mhm,
a narcissist,
mhm,
of a terrorist, and I'm not being emotional here. I'm not being abusive. I'm not being insulting. It's a fact, right? The records are there in Africa, right? In Ghana, in Senegambia, in Sierra Leone, in Port Harcourt, in Luanda, Angola, in DR Congo, in Congo Brazzaville, right? The records are there that the white man raped our women before they boarded the slave ship, and even where I'm from in Ghana, right? Um, Elmina Castle, right? Women were raped, right, by the white man, and then left for dead before they went on a slave ship, right? Because the women didn't want the white man to sex them, and that man forced them, right, sex them before they went on board the slave ship. So, or on the terrorist ship, or on the captivity ship. So I'm not talking, bull crap. Right? I'm talking factual reality. You have the name Jones, Smith, Brown, right? That's not our indigenous names. Some people are gonna say, "Oh, yeah, whoa, but no, no. These are not African people's names." You go to Ghana right now, there ain't no man called Jones or Smith or Brown. There's people who got their names right again because of Islamic also happening on the mainland as well. So you go to Ghana right now, people got a name Quist, right?
mhm,
Degraf Johnson, Casey Haysford, you
mhm.
know, Randolph, Brown, Smith in Ghana, because the white man on the coastlines also enslaved other people there. So that's why you got people in Ghana with this kind of names.
Mhm.
They're not African names. They're names belonging to terrorists, rapists, murderers,
Mhm.
castrators into the high soga. And as long as you hold that name, beloved, right, whether you like it or not, whether you accept it or not, whether you believe it or not, that white man, some way or another, has captivated you. So has a hold on you.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It is true to that level, because even if you know that, let's bring it closer to home. Even if you know, like, your parents, and so some of them, they have gone through some serious terrible times. You know, some of the wives, and yet we know that the father can always push his key in the door and he can come in. Like, like now I feel a lot of the sisters, even though they may be in a relationship, excuse me, in a relationship, it does not mean that they're still in the relationship. Yeah, some of them just doing it because, something, this man is a good provider. Yeah, not that they're gonna be putting themselves out to actually thrive with the relationship. They're just saying, this man, at least the bills are paid, and you know, I don't have to give up too much for him. You know, them ways there. Yeah?
That's the bull. Let's talk the plain man. That's the bullshit.
Why is that?
How does a man come down to just paying damn bills?
Because that is what some men are. That is what some men are, and that is how some men are being treated. That is how some men are being treated, and it's an actual fact, because I've seen it, that men have been working all their time, and then they come to retirement, right?
Got nothing.
And all of a sudden, the woman say, I don't want to be with you. Right? And I've seen it. I have seen it and experienced it time and time and time again. Right? I've seen it.
Well, that's the legacy of the Mangamizi, right?
Well, I'm gonna. It's not. No, it doesn't. It's not. Unfortunately, to say, it's not. It's not.
Well, it is both of them because the reason why a lot of black people born in this country are fearful even to speak on the radio, right, is that during the Martha, when we were speaking our mother tongues, right, that wicked white man and wicked Jewish man, right, because Jews are saving us as well, right, and I've got 100 books about them saving us, they will cut off our tongues. And say, for example, right, that if you dare speak your mother tongue, right, I'll cut your tongue. So that, and also when they got a black woman, African woman, who was 8 months pregnant, they brought all the people out on the plantation, and then they cut open the black woman's belly, right, because she was being disobedient or whatever, right. So and the white man saying that if you ever do that, right, if you're disobedient to me, this is what before you. So that fear has been put in black people, whether it's subconscious or conscious, right? They don't know that's been put in them. This is why black people will never say anything at work in the white environment. They'll rather get on to get along. This is why black people will never ring in on these kind of stations, right? Right? Or they'll never ring on LBC and condemn white people. They'll condemn their own. Right? This is why black people will not, speak ill or speak the truth when the truth is plain to see. Because of that fear that's been put in their DNA as a result of the Mangamizi. That's why black people don't want to come on that first Messiah March, because of fear, inbuilt-in, overt fear that if they were seen in the march, right, they'll get repercussions for them.
Actually,
right?
On the strength of that, we've reached the top of the hour now. But I want to give a shout out to our brother Carl Grant, right? Who's currently in the at His Majesty's His Majesty's presence, right? But you know what, brother, if you're listening, more strength to you, right? And we look forward to your return. Because boy, you know what? There may be pauses in life. None of us know what's gonna happen at the next breath, None of us. And yeah, listen, I'll come to the top of the hour. I have to turn over to the next presenter.
All right, give time.
Okay, and I say thank you for joining me this evening here on the Black Father Support Group show. Okay?
You're welcome. Give time.
Right. Until our next movement and our next time, I'm going to say, please, people, move safe, right? Live good. Please live good. Yeah? Because we're all here to what? To live a happy life, right? Let me see what we're gonna give you now. What we're gonna give you? No, not you. All right. This is for our young soldiers then, our young soldiers out here.